Hi, my name is Matthew Kennedy and I am a personal chef consultant, and for today I will be preparing a molten chocolate lava cake. To accompany this chocolate lava creation, we're going to make a really simple chocolate sauce. So to start here, we've got a double boiler, and what that is this pot here with about ½ inch of water, and we're going to place our bowl on top. You want your heat to be about medium-low heat. You just want it to simmer. You don't want it to boil like crazy, okay? And carefully place the bowl on top. And inside the bowl here we've got just two ingredients. We've got a bittersweet chocolate and unsalted butter. Okay, so that's going to melt away. Now again, you don't want this on high heat. Chocolate actually burns at a very low heat. So if this is on too high a heat, you're going to burn the chocolate before it's melted. The way you can tell that the chocolate is burnt is it's going to actually start to look very granular on the outsides. So if you see that, just take it away from the heat right away and try to pull that part out. Okay, so this is melting nicely. In the meanwhile, we've got over here we've got 2 eggs and 2 yolks, and just gently break those yolks and just mix it up. Okay, all you're trying to do here is mix the eggs. You're not trying to incorporate any air. So once they're mixed, you can finish there. Okay, we've got icing sugar here, which is essentially just sugar and a little bit of cornstarch. Okay, that's why it has that nice white color. And this is cake flour here. We're using cake flour. It's going to give us a slightly lighter texture in our cake. Okay, and we're going to mix these two together. Now these have both been sifted ahead of time. Again, that's quite important to sift. You don't want any lumps inside your cake. Now you can see the chocolate and butter have mostly melted here. I'm going to take the bowl off the heat and turn the heat off here. And we're just going to allow this to carry over. Okay, so that's just going to continue melting there, and there we go. While you're taking it off the heat a little bit early, again, we're going to avoid any burning of the chocolate. Okay, using a spatula to scrape the sides so that it melts nice and evenly. Okay, now this is quite warm now, so the next step is called tempering. So we're going to take something that is cold, your eggs here, and something that's really hot, okay, your butter and chocolate. So the best way to do that is to take a small portion of our chocolate and we're going to add it into our eggs mixture. Okay? And we're just going to mix this in here. We're going to take a little bit more of our chocolate and butter mixture and just apply it there. Okay, and what this is going to do is it's going to gently warm the eggs and the egg yolks so that when we add it to the bigger chocolate mixture, it's not going to curdle. The last thing we want is chocolate scrambled eggs, unless of course that's your thing. Okay, and now that we've warmed our eggs, we can pour it into the chocolate mixture. Okay. Now because pastries are quite a science, meaning they are it's quite important to follow your measurements, we're going to make sure that we're scraping all of the contents out of the bowl. Okay, so you don't want to leave anything behind. If you leave too much egg or chocolate or butter behind, it's going to impact the final result of the recipe. Okay. So here we've got our chocolate, our butter, our eggs, and our egg yolks mixed up nicely. Okay. Again, you're just mixing it. You don't want to incorporate air. Air is going to change the density of our final product. Okay. Now you've got our icing sugar and our cake flour. We're going to dump these in a one shot. Okay, and we're just going to mix again with our little whisk here from the center. I'm going to mix everything in together. Okay, you can be fairly aggressive with this. We're going to mix it until it's smooth, but once it's smooth and lump free, you just stop mixing. So you see that real nice texture there? It's smooth and shiny. That's what we're looking for. Okay, now the next stage here, I'm going to take advantage of heat from the pan. All we're going to do with this pan here is just gently melt our butter. Okay, now this butter is going to help us coat our ramekins here. So this is called a ramekin. Ramekin just refers to a vessel essentially. Ramekins can have different shapes and sizes. These ones here are about 4 ounces. You can buy them for about $3 or $4 at any kitchen store. These are nice because you can reuse them. You can use them for creme brulees, for all kinds of other applications. So our butter is melted just a touch there. And again, that's all we're looking for. You don't need to go crazy with this. So we're going to take our brush here and just gently, you don't want a lot of butter on there, just gently brush the insides of the ramekin, making sure you get evenly on the bottom and all the sides. Okay. And once you've done that, we're going to take the flour here, just a little bit of flour, and we're going to put it inside the ramekin, and we're just going to mix it around. Okay, just shake it around there. We're going to do this over a bowl so we don't lose anything on the table. Okay. And if you're good at this, you can get away with using a small amount of flour to flour all of the ramekins. And when you're done, it's going to look much like this. So you've got a floured and buttered surface. Okay, again, it's important just to bang out the bottom, just so you don't have any excess flour coating that. Now to complete this, we're going to take our mixture here, and we're going to pour just in the ramekin up to the first line. Okay. Just the first line. Just take our spatula here, or whisk here, and suck that up. Now this is not done yet. We can't put this in the oven. Remember, this is a molten chocolate cake. So what we have to do now is we're actually going to take this and we're going to refrigerate it for about 20 minutes until it's firmed up. Once the cake is firmed up, then we can bake it. And the concept with the chocolate cake is to have a brownie-like exterior and a soft molten interior. And to achieve that, it has to be cold. Now next, to accompany this, as I said, we're going to make a simple chocolate sauce. So in a medium stainless steel pan, on a medium-high heat, we're going to take equal parts of granulated sugar, cocoa powder, and water. Okay? Now all you have to do is take all the ingredients, starting with the water, and the sugar, and the flour, and place them in the pot. I'm going to bring this mixture as we whisk up to a simmer. And all we're trying to do here, the objective is just simply to melt the sugar and to evenly distribute the cocoa powder. Now once this has dissolved, we do have to do something that's called a plate test. And I'll explain that in a moment. What you're going to need for a plate test is a plate the same temperature that you would be serving your chocolate cake on, so a room temperature plate in this instance, and a spoon. And the plate test, what it does is it's going to tell us the consistency of this sauce once it's cooled down, okay, which is very important. The consistency of the sauce while it's hot versus cold are going to be two entirely different things. So we're just going to remove that from the heat there. Just with a spatula, just dab some of the sauce onto the plate. Okay, and we're going to lift it up, and we're going to see how it falls. And you see how the sauce is actually just barely starting to fall. That means you've got a nice consistency. If you put the sauce onto the plate and the bubble and the pools, it just pools straight down and it falls right off the plate, your sauce is too thin. So in which case, you would take your sauce, put it back on the heat, and continue simmering for a few more minutes. If the sauce hits the plate and stays there, it's too thick. So in that instance, we're going to take a little bit more hot water, we're going to add it to that, and cook it out for a few minutes, and then retest. Okay, so these chocolate cakes have set up. It's been about half an hour in the fridge, and we're just going to do a quick test on them, and we're just going to give them a touch in the center. They're nice and firm. We're also going to sort of pick them up like that. They are nice and firm and solid. Again, that's very important in this cake. If you don't bake them from cold, then you're not going to end up with the same result. Okay, you're not going to get that molten chocolate center. You're just going to basically make a really expensive brownie. Okay, so we're going to take these in a preheated 400-degree oven, and they're going to bake for about 15 minutes. And we're going to notice that these are actually going to rise up. They're going to souffle up. They should come about another inch up from where they are now. And we're going to look for the cake. That'll actually almost tell you when it's done, because the cake will be about 70% cooked and the center will still be soft and molten. But we'll show you what it looks like when they're done. Okay, so into a 400-degree oven. Okay, so about 12-15 minutes has elapsed here, and our cakes are ready to come out of the oven. Now the way you can tell, I think I remember telling you that you'll notice that the cakes, again, this is just sort of a, you can see all the three cakes have cooked a little bit differently, and that's more to do with our oven. Ovens these days just aren't all that great. But you can see in the center, it's still nice and soft and molten. Okay, that's what we're looking for, and the outside has cooked up nice and flaky. But grab it with a cloth, like so. Okay, you can serve this in the ramekin if you're not as adventurous. But if you want to take it out and make a nice presentation, you're just going to take your knife like this and run along the outsides there. Okay. Now again, since we're concerned about presentation, we can't forget our chocolate sauce that we made earlier. Okay. So we're going to take some of our chocolate sauce and we're just going to simply put it on the plate like so. Okay. Just start at one end, go to the other. It looks hard, but it's not. Just slide it in and over like so. Okay. And again, take our chocolate cake. We've gently removed the outsides here. You can see it wants to come out. You can take it and flip it directly onto the tray, or you can take it and flip it onto your hand like this, okay, and place it on the plate there. Now again, this is a bittersweet chocolate cake, so a little bit of icing sugar is definitely in order. If you want to dust it to the opposite side of the chocolate, and then a little bit more of a dramatic look. And as you can tell again, the center is quite molten. Let's just grab a fork, because I think that's really what we're all looking for, and we'll cut right into it. And this is sort of the exciting part. You can see that cake is just oozing out there. Okay, so that's our molten chocolate lava cake. Now these will keep, just to note, these will keep in the fridge unbaked for several weeks actually. You can keep them in the fridge. And just whenever you're ready to have one, so if you live by yourself and you can only sort of eat one at a time, then that's okay. Just preheat the oven every time, pop it in, 10 to 15 minutes, and you're good to go. Bon appetit.